In chapter 35, we get a kind of prescript for ritual murder, for thinking in the mode of, as it says in chapter 36, the prisoner's secret crafts. Check out the fecal joke name game in chapter 47. Dr. Lecter likes his fun. Satire is quite important in the occult scheme, especially as epilogue. Mockery is the ne plus ultra of ceremonial murder. Silence of the Lambs depicts the prisoner outlaw Lecter outwitting the officials who sought to cage him. He performs feats of desperate enterprise against the system, defeats the cops, and is shown in the final scene in the movie, free, walking serenely on a lush Caribbean island. Secret Societies and Psychological Warfare by Michael A. Hoffman II. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. Obama traveling to the Middle East and giving a big speech in Egypt and talking about how we, meaning the United States, do not have a grudge against Islam and do not want to have a war against Islam, and promoting all kinds of wonderful, happy day things between the United States and Islam. Now, first of all, the fact of the matter is that because Islam is opposed to Christianity in the sense that Islam views Muhammad as the final prophet, and therefore he is greater than Jesus. Therefore Islam is a greater teaching than Christianity. Therefore Islam is superior to Christianity. So they're opposed to us, we're opposed to them because we are a quote-unquote Christian nation. So there's always going to be some level of tension there. But we look at this in a really objective way here and try to understand what has happened and what the future could hold when it comes to the United States and its relations with Islamic countries. First of all, we have a great history of supporting dictators within the region. Okay, we support the Saudi royals, who themselves are extreme dictators who suck up as much of the wealth that the country produces as they can and spend the money on ridiculous luxuries while people in the country do without basic things. And of course, we don't even need to go into how women are treated there, because you all know the way that is. We overthrew the democratically elected government of Iran and installed the Shah, who ruled brutally for years and had one of the most detested secret police anywhere in the world for all of that time. And he would brook no interruptions in his reign. And we supported him mightily over the years. We have a long history of meddling in affairs between countries, both supplying arms to Saddam Hussein against Iran, supplying arms to Iran against Iraq, and generally trying to undermine and destabilize every fucking country in the entire fucking Middle East, except for Israel, of course. And that brings us back to one of the main fucking reasons why the Islamic world doesn't like us. Because we continue to support Israel no matter what the fuck they do. It doesn't matter what they do. We will continue to support them. And this is largely because we're a Christian nation and because the Christian element within this society views the Jews and Israel as a critical part of their entire theological framework. We need to get rid of that. We need to get that out of our fucking system. First of all, Judaism, Christianity, all of these religions, in my opinion, just my opinion, they're all based on hokum and occultism, astrotheology, multiple gods, you name it. It can all be painted in there. But if you want to believe it, that's fine. That's fine with me. You want to follow the tenets of your faith, but you also need to realize that there is no place for religious conviction in this country to dictate fucking political policy. There is no place for it. In fact, the Constitution is adamant about that. They wanted to avoid a situation where the state and a religion became enmeshed, because that's exactly what they fucking left in England. There you had the king who was the head of the fucking English church. And if you were not an Anglican, if you were not a Protestant, they hunt down Catholics. When it was Catholic, they hunted down Protestants. This is madness. It's madness. But getting back to my point, there is no justification, and in fact, it is completely abhorrent to try and use your religious tenets and belief to support something in a political sense that you have no business doing. If God, quote unquote, wants Israel to exist, then it will exist according to your own beliefs. And we, meaning the United States, have no business giving them weapons, giving them money, giving them any type of help whatsoever. Because if they're meant to be destroyed, they will be. And if there is any justice in the world, Israel will pay for all of the crimes that it has committed since its inception. And there have been many. So, we will not, meaning the U.S. administration, quit being the steadfast ally of Israel, no matter what type of genocidal, murderous activity they get up to.